Okay, so spoiler alert for Spider-Man No Way Home, of course. At the end of No Way Home, Venom and Eddie get teleported back to their universe. But the camera pans down and we see that Venom left behind essentially a symbiote copy of himself. What does that mean? Basically, what it means is we're about to get classic Venom and Carnage in the MCU. Now, the very last thing that Venom was focused on, not even in No Way Home, the last thing that he was focused on in Let There Be Carnage was essentially getting to New York and eating Peter Parker. In No Way Home, we see that Venom's last prerogative is basically getting to New York to meet and talk to Peter Parker. Here's the thing, and I really feel as though this is going to play out the same way it did, not only in the Spider-Man cartoon TV show, but also in the comic books as well, where Venom is going to make it to New York. He is going to attach himself to Peter Parker. Peter is essentially going to do the same thing he always did. Little bit of a power trip, realize the symbiote isn't for him, get rid of the symbiote. He's going to wound and hurt Venom. Now, when Venom arrived on Earth, the first person he bonded to was Eddie. Eddie was freaked out at first, but after a while, him and Eddie essentially, they found common ground. They were able to work together to understand each other. If the MCU has another Eddie Brock, who just so happens to work for J. Jonah Jameson at the Daily Bugle, Venom is going to seek out Eddie Brock. Or he's going to seek out essentially the last person that didn't treat him like shit, which is Eddie. He's going to go find Eddie. He's going to bond to Eddie. But this Eddie is not going to be as virtuous as the one from the original universe. I really feel as though we're going to get the Eddie Brock who's jealous, who's angry, who's pissed off, who wants revenge against Peter Parker for essentially taking his job, who discovers that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, ends up hating him more, that feeds into Venom's hate for Peter Parker. And we're essentially going to get classic comic book Venom, which is going to spinball into basically classic Carnage as well, where we're going to be getting the classic symbiotes in the MCU, probably fighting Tom Holland's Spider-Man down the line. Is it going to be in the next movie? Probably not. Is it going to be in the movie after that? I would say yeah. I would say that if we get a Spider-Man 4, they're probably going to tease Venom in Spider-Man 4. And then when Spider-Man 5 rolls around, that's definitely going to be the movie in which it's Peter Parker versus Venom, or Peter Parker gets Venom, and we essentially jump off from there. But I'm super excited. I love the fact that the symbiotes are inside in the MCU finally, that we may be getting the classic characters, because I'm not a fan of the Venom movies. I'm sorry. Like, they're good popcorn movies, but they're not good movies. And I really didn't like the fact that we got Venom before he interacted with Spider-Man, where in this universe, it's essentially... Actually, that universe, Tom Hardy's Venom universe, could just be the Venomverse, where essentially everybody has a symbiote. There really aren't any heroes. Everyone's just bonded with a symbiote, and Venom's essentially a hero. That could be Tom Hardy's Too Many Toms universe. But I'm not a fan of having Venom be introduced before he meets Spider-Man, because then you don't get the classic Venom design with the white spider on his chest that connects onto... That thing is so clean. That design is so clean, and it's so iconic in regards to him. I'm not a fan of just like the big brolicky... No, I definitely like big brolicky Venom, but I'm not a fan of like the bulging like white veins. Nah. No. Give me classic Venom. Give me classic Carnage. Let it be so bad that Venom turns to Spider-Man and he's just like, you see that guy over there? Him in red who looks like me? Look, I can't beat him by myself. You can't beat him by yourself. We need to squad up and jump that man. But yeah, No Way Home definitely introduces the concept that we're going to be getting classic symbiotes in the MCU. We definitely know that the MCU is not afraid to go to space. And from the way in which Venom was talking in Let There Be Carnage, he definitely told Tom, he definitely told Eddie that the symbiotes are across the multiverse and they are connected through a hive mind, even though they're across the multiverse. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly where this goes. And I'm super excited for classic Venom and Carnage. Well, we've reached the end of the video. If you are returning to the channel, hit that like button. New to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you have any opinions, are you excited for the fact that we may be getting classic symbiotes in the MCU? Let me know. Comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.